What's up, my Taylor family? It's your girl Taylor May Jane here, and we are back with another slay today, okay? But this time it is a client slay, y'all. Look how cute! She is like loving it. I was so happy that she was loving it, y'all, because she is a makeup artist slash hairstylist herself, Miss Glam by Kimmy Fab, and she was able to sit in my chair and allow me to do my thing and let me be free, okay? And I was so excited. So first, we started off with the Clinique moisturizer, like I always do. I love this moisturizer. Y'all know I do. I use it on all my models. I use it on myself. And it's just amazing. It works good for me. So I stick with what I know, okay? Now we're using the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer like always. Ain't nothing new. Now I'm just going in and I'm mixing that Black Opal foundation. And I'm mixing it in with my ColourPop foundation. These are the colors, and the ColourPop is the color Light 70, and the Black Opal foundation is the color Warm Almond. These were the perfect colors mixed together. I just used a little bit of Warm Almond, and those colors together looked so freaking good on her skin. But then they oxidize just a little bit deeper than her skin tone, but that was okay because y'all see I ended up using a little bit of a much lighter concealer to tone it all down and balance it out. So I went into the ColourPop medium 26 concealer. I do not remember what color that lighter concealer was. I'm so sorry, y'all. I literally dug through my entire makeup desk and could not freaking find it. The first orange brush that you guys seen that I used was a Real Technique foundation brush, and this is the Real Technique setting brush. I've been using these brushes for years. When I tell y'all 3 years and they have not failed me yet, like 3 years, and they have still like my favorite makeup brushes to this day. Now I'm going into the ColourPop concealer in the color Dark 165N, and I'm going to put this all around her face using a Morphe. I believe this is a E26 brush. If I'm mistaken, I'll leave it down below, but I believe it's an E26 brush, and I'm just applying this. It's not too deep. It's going to give her a nice little bronzy contour. As y'all can see, it's going to make her look really nice and chiseled. And I'm just pulling that scarf back and make sure that I'm getting around that hairline where that wig is, because we did do a wig install on her as well. If y'all would like to see that video will be up as well shortly after this one. But I'm just pulling it back to make sure we don't get it on the lace, but at the same time, I want to make sure that we, don't have a harsh line. That's what a lot of people go wrong. They leave that harsh line there, and we're not doing that. So we're just blending this out. And then we're going to go back into our foundation brush and blend that between that contour and that concealer to blend everything together. And I'm just making sure that foundation is also blended down her neck to balance everything out, to make everything really look nice and even. So now I'm just taking my banana powder mixed with my I'm not taking banana. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm taking a light Sacha powder mixed with my Sacha Buttercup powder. And I'm just setting her all over with this powder using a clean Real Technique setting brush. I use it for blending and setting. It's literally, like I said, one of my top favorite brushes. But I'll do a breakdown video on my favorite brushes this week. I'll have the video up for you guys this week, so you guys know my favorite versus the brushes that I use for years versus the brush that I've been just started using, and the difference between them and why I like them and why I don't like certain brushes, you know? This is the Caramel Cutie contour bronzer by Fenty Beauty. I started using that on her, and then I went in and I changed it up a bit because it had a cool undertone to it, and I didn't want her to look too cool. We wanted her to look more bronzed. And so I went into Coco Naughty, I believe. Not Mocha Mami, because that one's too deep. I believe it was Coco Naughty, to give her a nice, like a deeper bronze look. So this is the part where you guys don't have to contour the nose, but she said she wanted my full experience of how I contour my nose and everything on myself. She wanted the full experience because she is a makeup artist. She does really soft looks on herself, and so she wanted me to completely take her out of her box and her comfort zone and give her what I normally do on myself. So you guys can completely skip the nose contour part if you want to. Totally up to you, but she wanted that, so I did it on her. I used the Berry Adore blush trio on her as well. That's the same blush trio I use on myself and every other model that I ever, do. And now I'm just going into with my 7B brush into my brow gel by Anastasia. This is the Ebony Brow Gel. And I'm really just going in and lining her brows and doing very, very, very light strokes, and as you can see, into her brows, because she has very full brows and they're so freaking beautiful. Her brows were some of the best brows I've ever done, ever touched. I would love to do her brows every day if I could. They're just like my ideal brow that I just love. And then I'm gonna spoolie it up to make sure it's all blended, because to leave it nice and soft. But y'all, her brows are freaking heaven, okay? They're goals, man. Now I'm just using that same ColourPop concealer, the lighter shade. I told you guys, I believe it's the medium 26. I want to say it's the medium 26 because I went through my whole drawer and that's the only lightest color that I used outside of my fair skin colors. This was the lightest middle tone range that I've ever used. So I believe it's the medium 26 on her. And I'm just blending that out with another Morphe brush. I'm gonna do a detailed brush video like I said earlier. So you guys, you don't have to ask. I'll have that video up this week for you. So you know my do's and don'ts with brushes and my likes and dislikes with certain brushes as well. Now I'm just taking my P. Louise Rumor 2 base. She really wanted to see me use it on her. She said she heard great things about it and she just wanted to know if it was hype or, hype or flop. And so we decided to use that on her today and do like a colorful look so she could see the difference between, using concealers and eyeshadow primers versus using the P. Louise, and why I really love it. This is the Juvia's Place palette. I'm going into the burgundy color first, and I'm just tapping that onto her crease using a Morphe M506 brush. And I do that on both sides, and then we're gonna go ahead and change the palette and change our brush as well. Now we're going into the ABH palette. I'm going into that lighter pink, as you guys can see. And I actually didn't end up changing my brush like that. I use the same, I have 3 brushes that are that small, the 2 of the Morphe M506 brushes and 1 of the M507. I believe I went into the M506 again, and I'll tell you guys the difference between the 2. There's not really much of a difference, but there's a slight difference. So I'll tell you guys the difference between those 2 in the brush video. But I went ahead and I just changed my brush out and to a clean brush to transition that that burgundy color into like a pink color. And then I went into the lighter pink. My husband, I guess, cropped that part out of the video as her transitional shade when blending that out. And now I'm going back into that medium pink that I used and making sure that there's no harsh lines, and we just want to transition all of those out really well. And I'm just smoking this all the way out because I wanted to give her something different than what she normally does. And honestly, she was so excited because she was like, I don't never do stuff like this on myself. I never even thought to do it on myself. And so she was like, and all her clients that she normally get, because she does take clients here in Vegas, they normally want subtle looks like that, everyday looks, which is completely fine and normal. Everybody loves looks like that. Who doesn't? But she wanted to get the tailor-made Jane Glam. And so now I'm just taking another, I believe this is the M507 brush, and I'm taking the black out of the palette and I smoked that out. And now I'm going back into the Anastasia eyeshadow brush, the eyeshadow palette, and I'm going into that soft blue out of the palette. And then I also used the Mermaid Glitter from Glow For Me Cosmetics to tap it right on top of that blue. I'm using my Inglot 77 liner and my an ABH 7B brush to tap on her liner. I'm just tapping it on first. I told her to keep her eyes open but look down. Don't mind me smacking on my gum. I just hate chewing. I mean, not having gum in my mouth, especially being that close to people's faces. It's just courteous, okay? But yeah, now I'm just going in and I'm filling that out to make sure that it's very dark and rich and pigmented. And when I did this, I don't remember if it got on her lash or what happened, or she blinked, or I don't remember what happened, but it ended up transferring under her eye. So at the end of the video, you guys are gonna see like this black dot under her freaking eye. And it took me forever to get that black dot off her eye, but eventually I got it off, but it took for freaking ever. And so you guys will see a black dot there for a little while, but then it's gonna go away, I promise. I love this ABH glitter adhesive so much. It like literally makes everything stick. But the only thing that sucked is that it was still kind of wet. And so when she opened her eyes to look up, the glitter transferred to her liner, which you can easily fix by going over the liner again with some black. You know, go over the liner one more time. And I chose not to. So I was just like, it kind of looked pretty on the liner. And that was just a personal preference for me. And I'm just using the Better Than Sex mascara. This is the waterproof one. I personally don't like the waterproof mascara because it's so hard to get off. It doesn't just come off with water. So it kind of like took my lashes out one time. And so I really don't like it for myself. But if models, like if you have like bridal clients who cry and they don't want black running all down their face on their wedding days and stuff like that, it's literally the ideal thing to do is to put waterproof liner mascara because it really works. I'm just doing the same thing that I did on the top of her eye on the bottom, and I'm just blending that all out and just smoking it all out. Spray that face, sis. Spray that face, sis. Look how good it looked. It just came out looking so refreshed after spraying it. Okay. This is the Knicks Tan Concealer Pencil. Everybody asks me, what do you use in your waterline when I have tan on my waterline? This is all I use is the concealer pencil. This is what happened. Okay, so I was putting the mascara on, and you know, like you have them look up. I believe while I was putting it on, she blinked because of course you can't just hold your eye open that long, and it like transferred all on the bottom. This was me trying to fix it. So my husband, I guess, cropped that part out, but you guys are still going to see it because it like reveals itself again. And then we go back and I fix it again at the very end. But this is the BFF 3, I believe, lip pencil by ColourPop. Oh my gosh, I just lined her lips so good and it just looks so freaking good. I was so happy. And I just lined her lips with this, and then I went into the P. Louise lip gloss, the Holla lip gloss, and it just looked so pretty. She says she's a nude type of girl, so that's what we did. You know, I'm a nude type of girl too, so ain't no shame in our game, boo. And I'm just using a Color Drain eyeshadow brush. This is like a flat brush. And yeah, y'all, this is pretty much the finished look. After I did her look, she wanted me to make that little hole by her lip black because she used to have it pierced, and after taking the piercing out, she wanted it to be black again. Look at her, look at her, look at her. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, she wanted it to be like black, like a mole, and so we just went ahead and filled it in. She's loving it. So yes, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I love y'all so much, and I'll catch y'all in the next tutorial. Bye. Hey, don't go there for the legend. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that good old notification bell. I love y'all. I'm really about to go, and I'll see y'all in the next tutorial. Bye.